Sure. Well, I joined government about 8 months ago to head up implementation of a new initiative being driven out of the White House called the National Strategy for Trusted Identities in Cyberspace, or NSTIC. It was signed by President Obama in April, launched with a big event hosted by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and we've had quite a lot of activity since then focused on the implementation of it. NSTIC is one of the few government ID programs that's actually focused less on, I would say, the government space itself and much more on the average citizen and how we can help them get access to better technologies that they can use to better authenticate themselves online and better secure their transactions. It really is trying to solve three problems. The first is that passwords are really fundamentally broken and need to be upgraded. Most people are managing 25 or 30 passwords. It's completely unwieldy. Even the best ones aren't particularly secure. There's plenty of ways for the bad guys to still get through them, and what we really need to try and do is get the country as a whole to be using stronger technology, mostly multi-factor types of authentication in order to crack some of the big problems that are caused by passwords. Just an interesting stat, Verizon and the Secret Service do a study every year on data breaches. They found last year 4 of the top 7 methods of attack used around data breaches were tied one way or another to our reliance on passwords.
Oh, wow.
In cybersecurity, you should try to focus on some of the most commonly used vectors of attack. It's pretty clear passwords is the place you want to start, and some agencies who have successfully gotten away from them have seen some really great results. The second thing we're trying to tackle is that 18 years after the famous New Yorker cartoon was published, where the dog says to his friend the dog on the computer,
anonymity on the internet.
Great thing about the internet is nobody knows you're a dog. That hasn't changed. And, there's times when it's fine to be a dog on the internet, whether you're, just browsing or, leaving, say, under perhaps a pseudonym, some very polite comments at the end of an article on, say, Federal News Radio. But there are times when you actually want to be able to demonstrate that you're not a dog. And there's a lot of very interesting transactions that you could move online, both in the government as well as in the commercial sector, if you could better authentically assert your identity. And the third thing we're trying to tackle is some improvements in the level of privacy all Americans enjoy when they go online. Right now, you're asked to provide gobs of information for every transaction rather than those specific attributes that are actually necessary to complete the transaction. And we think there's some very interesting solutions that we can help drive the adoption of through NSTIC that will give people more control over their information.